Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. He's gone. My boy is gone. Can you tell? It's quiet. And I'm missing him already. Oh, honestly, this morning I had to go straight onto a hospital appointment, so I had to hold it in, but it's catching up with me now. Anyway, I'm so glad that this morning I was set some tasks, and it's kept my mind busy. So a couple of them. One was Lucy. And Lucy asked me how she could fix her cheek to chic blush. And I have one that's broken as well, and I fixed mine. So catch me tomorrow. I'm not going to go into that now because you're all waiting for pillow talk, I know. Catch me tomorrow because I videoed how I fixed it. And I didn't do a too bad a job considering you've got two colours and one's in the middle. Yeah, and I actually managed to get the pop in the middle. Okay, and the other thing was to obviously review Pillow Talk, which is what we're getting to. And I've been asked for a couple of comparisons. Let's show you Pillow Talk, shall we, first of all? Right, here is the Pillow Talk Eyeshadow Quad. Okay, so let's just show you these first. So you've got the prime shade, the enhanced shade. She's gone back to her original wording, the smoke shade and the pop shade. Okay? Okay, so now let's show you the cheek to chic swish and pop in Pillow Talk. And I've just had a notification to say that they've arrived on their holiday. Oh. Okay. I'm going to come off in a minute and just read that because they might have some photos. Anyway, here is the cheek to chic. Now, it does remind me a little bit, looking at it, of Sex on Fire, but the other way around. So the darker shade being in the middle and the lighter shade on the outside. But I'm going to check that as well. I'm going to do some comparisons in a minute. And then after that, I'm just going to do a get ready with me, okay? Using the Pillow Talk look. Okay. So let's get on to the comparisons, shall we? When I first saw the Pillow Talk eyeshadow quad here, I immediately thought that it reminded me of Exaggerize to look at. And I was talking to one of you, Maureen, I think it is. Sorry if I've got your name wrong. I think you're Maureen. You know I'm bad at names. Sorry if I've got it wrong, but I've been talking to one of you about comparisons. So let me just show you Exaggerize. This is Exaggerize, okay? And this is Pillow Talk. Now they are similar. They're similar shades, but there's a couple of quite crucial differences. Now I haven't tried these on I haven't tried Pillow Talk yet on, because I've literally only got it about 2 hours ago, and I've been swatching on my hands and everything else, but I've not tried it on my face. As you can see, I've got no makeup on at the moment at all. So my first impression looking at both of them, let me just do, because I swatched them and I took some photographs in a good light. So I'm going to put, first of all, I'm going to put the swatches of Pillow Talk. Okay, so now I'm going to put the swatches of Exaggerize. Okay, so now I've superimposed them both together. So, looking at them here, and my first impression is, I think that Pillow Talk is going to be a lot more forgiving if you are slightly older and you have hooded lids like myself. Because the main difference here is the fact that with Pillow Talk, you have got two matte shades. Okay, so she's gone back, as I said, to her previous names. So Enhance and Smoke are both matte shades. So if I show you this one on my finger, you will see that it's a pink, but it's matte pink. Yeah, it's completely matte pink. And then you've got the Smoke shade, which is also matte. Let's put that on another finger. Okay, and that's kind of a pinky brown. All right. Now, with the Transform Eyes, you've only got one matte shade, which is the Define shade, which is kind of the equivalent of the Smoke shade. Now, the Define shade on Transform Eyes, I'm just going to wipe my hands off. Now, the Define shade for Exaggerize is there. It's quite similar to the Smoke shade for Pillow Talk. So let me put Pillow Talk on my third finger. So that's Exaggerize, that's Pillow Talk. So you can see it's a little bit darker and it's a bit browner. This is got a bit more of a red tone in it. Again, I think that is more flattering if you're a little bit older, just because I think it's less severe. Although they're both matte shades, so they'll both be pretty forgiving. I'm just going to get a tissue and I'll be right back. Now, in Pillow Talk, let me just show you the prime shade. So it's kind of a rosy gold pink. It's got shimmer to it, and it's got a sort of pinky peach hue to it. Now, if I show you the prime shade in Form Eyes, it's actually a lot bolder and it's sort of more champagne. So again, I think this one here, Pillow Talk, is going to be a lot more forgiving. Severe. I think it's more of a subtle look. And then we have the pop shades. Now, I don't know if this is because it's a new palette and I've just forgotten. The pop shade seems to be a slightly different formula to me. I might be wrong. Can you see it's almost got these sort of lined indentations, which I can't remember. They may have been in the others. It just feels a little bit harder to touch, but that's not a criticism, because what I found is that you don't need to rub as much as this on this to really good payoff on your fingers. Whereas, you know, with the traditional pop shades, you kind of have to warm them up and they kind of move around in the pan. And that one might move around, but if you can see here that this is kind of moved about as I've pushed my finger, and it's very, very, oh, I've forgotten the word. I'm sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. And then Jack going this morning. Emollient, that's the word I'm talking about. So that's the pop shade for Pillow Talk. And then let me just show you on this hand the pop shade Exaggerize, and you can see that it's the glitter particles in Exaggerize are a lot chunkier and a lot more sparklier. So it's kind of a toned down version of Exaggerize, and I think it's going to be a lot more flattering. So although they're on the same sort of spectrum of colours, they're not the same. And again, to just show you the difference between the colours here and here, there is Exaggerize, there is Pillow Talk. But swatching, as we know, can often seem a lot different to actually putting it on your eyes. So I will be doing that in a minute. But next, let's get on to the comparisons between Pillow Talk blush and any other blushes that I think they look like. Okay, well, as I said to you, it reminded me a bit of Sex on Fire. This is Sex on Fire, okay? And this is Pillow Talk, and you might think that actually they don't look alike at all. Obviously, the darker colours on the outside. When you swatch them, so let me just show you. So first of all, I'll do the Swish shade of Pillow Talk. And now I'm going to do the pop shade of Sex on Fire. Okay, because I think that's sort of in reverse. It's not really, is it? I'm reaching. I don't think they are. Let me just then do the pop shade of Pillow Talk, which is beautiful. And then the pop shade, Swish shade of Sex on Fire, which is nothing like it. And that was the closest. There aren't any other. And I've got them all. I've got them either in these cheek to chic compacts or in the instant look in a palette, because the climax is in Beauty Glow and First Love is in my Rect palette, which I've just mended, but it's also in Smoky Eye Beauty. And there is nothing to compare with this. So in terms of the blusher, if you're getting the blush, you won't have anything similar to this. And I'm going to put some swatches of the blush here. Okay, I have found one blush that it is very similar to, but obviously it's a completely different formula. And that is the Pretty Youth filter in Seduce blush. So I will put you a swatch here. Okay, now when you actually look at the two together, I don't know if it's as obvious, but on the swatches it looks quite similar. Okay, so those are the comparisons. Now, before I move on, I had another question, really good question, was how does it compare to Urban Decay's Naked 3 palette? And it was really observant question, because obviously the eye palette, because obviously that's the rose gold Urban Decay palette, and this is described as kind of being a rose gold palette. So let me just show you the two and I'll tell you what my thoughts are on that. Okay, so luckily I have the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I don't have one and I don't have two, and I think they've got 4, haven't they? I have Naked Heat and I have Naked 3. Now when you look at this, I can see why you asked the question. The big difference here is that the shades that look like they could be similar are not matte, they're shimmer shades. And in Pillow Talk, they're not, they're matte shades. So you're going to get a very different look with a shimmer shade and a matte shade. And there's nothing that I could find that would go with the kind of the smoke shade. You know, I'm going to get confused now because Charlotte called Exaggerize and the new Pillow Talk, she gave them different names. So she reverted back to her new names. So Pillow Talk is Prime, Enhance, Smoke, Pop. I had to think about that then. And then Exaggerize was Prime, Enlarge, Define, Pop. Okay, So that's why I get confused. But anyway, there was nothing here that you could say was similar to the smoke shade. There was something a bit similar to the enhanced shade. One of these here, I think it was this one, but this is a shimmer shade, and the other one is matte. And some of these lighter ones are similar-ish to the prime shade, but then a lot of prime shades are similar to one another. I think there's only so many shades of prime that you can have, given that it's going to be the lightest shade that you put on your eyes, and it's the one that you use to highlight with. So you're not completely doubling up there. So now the only thing that's left for me to do is to see what this looks like on the eyes. And I can't wait. I've been very, very patient. I have gone and fixed my First Love palette. I have swatched everything, done all the comparisons, but I can't wait to put this on my face. So that's what I'm going to do next. So, sorry I'm shouting. It's because I'm excited. I'm going to put on some foundation. I've got my new Flawless filter in shade 3. I'm going to mix it with shade 5 and put some Flawless filter underneath. And then I'll put all the details of what I put on in my base. And then we'll get back and I'll take you through applying this Pillow Talk look. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I've done my foundation, I've done my primer, I've done my eyebrows, I've curled my lashes, and I've done my bronze and glow. So all that remains now is to dive into these new products. So I'm going to start with Pillow Talk eyeshadow. So first of all, I'm going to go in with the prime shade. And I'm going to put this all over my lid. I love this because it's a subtle pinky peach. Sometimes the prime shades are a bit harsh, but this is gorgeous. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with the enhanced shade. And I'm just going to put that into the crease and a bit further down. So I'm moving it along the crease, but I'm still covering a wide area. Do that on the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to take the smudge brush and go back in with that enhanced shade, which, just to remind you, is this one here. And I'm going to run that under the eyes. And then I'm going to go into the smoke shade, but this time I'm going to go in with the smudge brush, and I'm just going to place it in the corner first and along this lid a little bit, and then go back in with my blender brush and blend it out. And underneath, don't worry, I'll do the other eye in a second, and underneath, and blend that out. I'll just do that with my finger. Alright, and the other side. And then smudge brush, smoke shade underneath. Now she doesn't use any eyeliner whatsoever. Oh boy, I must be tired. Did you spot the deliberate mistake? I didn't go over the top lash line with the smudge brush. Didn't notice it either on this tutorial, but I'm going to. But not too much. I'm going to use Sophia because it's hardly ever used. And I don't know why. It's a lovely pencil. You know, they hardly ever use it on tutorials. Can you see that? It's a sort of lighter gold colour. And I just want to, I think I'll try and put it on my waterline and see what that does first. I'm just going to dot a tiny bit along the upper lash. Even though they don't show it on the video, I'm convinced she's got a bit of eyeliner on, but I might be wrong. Okay, and then... Yeah, good old Sophia. She'll hide the fact I didn't put any smoke shade on that side. And then I'm going to use Legendary Lashes Volume 2. I haven't forgotten the pop shade. I'm going to do that after I've put my lashes on. And when I say that, I'm not putting false lashes on. I mean when I put my mascara on. And then finally the pop shade. Which definitely seems to come off a lot easier. See the difference between the one that's done and the one that's not? Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the eye cheat in my lower waterline. I'll just get that. Okay, and now Pillow Talk lip cheat. And now the lipstick. And then finally the cheek to chic blush in Swish and Pop. I mean Pillow Talk. So let's swish. Whoa, that's pigmented. If you're fair skinned, go easy on this, ladies. It will look lovely, but it's as pigmented as some of the pop shades are normally. I may have to go in and tone that down in a minute, but let's see what happens when I put the pop shade on. think the pop shade calms it down a bit. So there you have it, the new Pillow Talk. First impressions. Obviously, I'm going to develop my thoughts over the coming weeks using it, and today was the first time I used it. Is it worth buying? Yes, I think it is. If you have exagger eyes, you need to be aware that you're getting similar colours, but I definitely think that this is more flattering on the eye, especially if you have got hooded lids or you have got sort of signs of aging around your eyes, because you've got the two matte shades that I think look really, really good on us ladies over 40. I know, I don't like stereotyping, because some people who are 41 have got no wrinkles whatsoever, and some people who are 20 have. So, but if you've got wrinkles or hooded lids, which I've had, by the way, since I was born, I think that this is very good. The matte shades are beautiful. The blush isn't like anything else she's brought out, and actually her pop is more like a highlighter, as you can probably see. Let me just zoom in on the eyes. It's just gorgeous, and with the blush you really aren't getting anything like, apart from Pretty Youth, not Pretty Youth filter, yeah, in Seduce blush, which is similar but completely different formula. It's just delicious, and I love it. I'm very happy bunny. So I hope you've enjoyed this little review. If you have any questions, if there are things that I've missed out, please let me know, or you have any questions, and I will look into it for you. You've got a weekend of 2 further videos. There is Foundation Friday, which I filmed yesterday, but which I will upload after this video, because I know you're all dying to see this first. So that may go up tomorrow or later on this evening. And then there's the video about how to fix a cheek to chic blush. So hope you can join me. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.